Days away from the opening round of the Western Conference semifinals in a match played between FC Dallas and Real Salt Lake. One of the things that we wanted to do leading up to that very important match between these two sides is give a little chalk talk and talk a little bit about some of the keys to success, particularly for FC Dallas. In order to look and compare these two sides, we wanted to go over some of the video from their match that was played at Pizza Hut Park back here on July 17th. For FC Dallas, they'll line up in a 4-1-4-1 formation. That's something that they've done all season long. Real Salt Lake was on a 10-game unbeaten streak when they came to Pizza Hut Park on the 17th of July, and they actually lined up in a 4-5-1 formation. I don't expect that to happen whatsoever, so I do expect to see a 4-4-2 formation. So some of the keys now that we're going to look at, first for FC Dallas, something that is imperative for them to do in the match is to disrupt the Real Salt Lake midfield. And what that means is, can Daniel Hernandez and the central midfielders do a good job of dispossessing Real Salt Lake early on in the game and then look to try to create width.
Rodriguez to his left. He's found some space, working on Olave, the service.
In that match back on July 17th, the midfield was very congested for both teams, and that was basically an objective for both sides going into the game. So what will be important to counterbalance and get some creation of width now is the release of early passes from central areas of FC Dallas players to wide players in the attack. So you've got Atiba Harris, Marvin Chavez, Breck Shea perhaps, or Jackson perhaps for FC Dallas. They must get the ball in wide areas early on and often to create one-on-one situations with the outside defenders of Real Salt Lake. One of the other things that FC Dallas will look to do when they're creating width is to get their outside fullbacks moving forward and ultimately trying to create two-on-one situations with outside defenders or forcing these inside midfielders of that Diamond Real Salt Lake midfield to track back and defend.
Shea into the feet of Rodriguez. Left foot of Rodriguez, a strike, a goal, saved by Ramondo. Shea is there.
Another key to FC Dallas' success on Saturday afternoon at Pizza Hut Park will be to get the ball into the feet of either Milton Rodriguez or Jeff Cunningham early and often. When that is done, what they're trying to do is to force the center defenders of Real Salt Lake and Jamison Olave and Nat Borchers to either decide to come short for Milton Rodriguez or Jeff Cunningham or to stay back. And that will be very important in forcing those decisions. If they can do that, perhaps Rodriguez or Cunningham can get themselves turned and cause some penetration of that Real Salt Lake backline. One final key to success for FC Dallas on Saturday, Alvaro Saborio did not start the match on July 17th here at Pizza Hut Park. In fact, he didn't come into the game until the 60th minute. In that match, Robbie Finley was the only target option in the game in that 4-5-1 formation. I don't believe it'll be a 4-5-1. It will be a 4-4-2 with almost 100% certainty. I would expect two of the target players to be Alvaro Saborio and Fabian Espindola. And so Saborio is a target player who will look to try to make decisions amongst the two center defenders of FC Dallas. And so for them, they will have to communicate often and frequently. Saborio likes to run in this direction to receive the ball. Espindola loves to try and get penetration through the Dallas backline. So look to see how the back four of FC Dallas handles those decisions throughout the game. Just in closing, expect FC Dallas to line up in that 4-1 formation that they've used all season long. Expect Real Salt Lake to line up in a 4-4-2. Also expect at the end of the day, formations don't mean a whole lot as you're in the playoffs and everything is on the line and players compete with a different mentality. But look to see if FC Dallas does carry out these specifics to try to find success in the match against the defending champion. For FCD TV, I'm Bobby Rhine.